rolling.
That's not true. Mom, that's not true.
He's rolling so hard, like cheese down a hill.
Hello, people. I'm Rory.
And I'm Rory.
Hello, people. I'm Rory.
I'm Jeff.
And this is Everything
Is All the Time.
So basically what this is, Jeff and I are in a local Michigan band called Stick Shift. You can check us out at the link over here. And so what this is every once in a while when we just have some time to kill, we like to shoot the shit. So you guys are going to watch us shoot the shit. We have no script for this show, no intentions with this show. There's nothing specifically that we decide ahead of time we're going to cover. So you guys are just going to sit here and watch us make jackasses of ourselves. Anything to add?
No, I think you've covered all of the bases. I guess keep your expectations low, and your entertainment value will exponentially accelerate.
That's true, that's true. Although, there is one subject I wanted to talk about. I've been obsessing over it lately, and since you are a believer, I wanted to talk about the big guy for a minute. How do you feel about the fact that they're doing 2 sequels to Godzilla?
Well, I'm pretty excited.
Me too.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been a fan of kaiju films basically since I stumbled across an old reel of King Kong at my father's office when I was in the single digits. So, I mean, just the fact that they created an American Godzilla film that...
Doesn't have Matthew Broderick?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. Like, I've been a huge kaiju nut my whole life, and, like, you know, like, a lot of people were fucking complaining about the new Godzilla movie because Godzilla was a side character. They wanted to see more of Godzilla, less of the people. But, like, if you take a look at the Toho Godzilla films, like, Godzilla is a side character in those movies, and it always follows, like, 3 or 4 humans that you don't give a shit about. Normally, Godzilla doesn't show up until, like, halfway through the fucking movie.
Right.
And, like, I think that Godzilla, the 2014 movie, captured that perfectly. So I think that any true Godzilla fan...
Shots fired.
...should love this movie. And for the people that complain that Bryan Cranston isn't in it enough, if you're going to see a Godzilla movie... to see Bryan Cranston, you're in it for the wrong fucking reason.
Yeah, and, I mean, we gotta give Bryan Cranston his due. Like, the guy is a good actor, and, you know, I'm not surprised that the name is capable of drawing an audience.
I know, he was amazing in How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, I mean, I really dug him in Malcolm in the Middle. This is, I think, of every serious dramatic performance he's ever given... Rock of Ages?
Yeah. Brandon fart. What if Prince could actually fart?
People would have a significant problem with hot-headedness.
Methane poisoning.
But you were telling me the other day, speaking of giant monsters, and let's step towards the people who create them. You were telling me the other day about a collaboration project that Guillermo del Toro and who else were working on?
I don't think that was me.
There was something.
Well, okay, there's...
It may not have been Guillermo del Toro.
Well, okay, I know that Legendary Pictures is doing a new King Kong movie called Skull Island, and being that it's the same production team that did the Godzilla, there's a lot of rumor that there might be a crossover. But that's a horrible idea. I mean, yeah, there was a Godzilla King Kong movie, but, like, if you look at it today, let's look at the scale of the current Godzilla film. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, King Kong climbs the Empire State Building. Godzilla trips over the Empire State Building. Like, that's not a battle. Like, Godzilla, or King Kong would go up to, like, Godzilla's ankle.
Yeah.
Like, that would just, he'd be a football.
Yeah.
Like, that would not be a battle at all. And although, like, yes, I think it would be cool to do, like, a Marvel Cinematic Universe equivalent to kaiju movies, you know, like Legendary Pictures by Gamera, and I know that they're talking about doing Rodan in the Godzilla movies, like, and just have like this universe established. That would be cool. But King Kong has no place in that. He's nowhere near as big enough to duke it out with these fucking kaiju.
Yeah. Unless they take artistic liberties and they're like, well,
massive
just
artistic
even,
liberties.
Yes. Literally. To even the score, Mad Scientist A, you know, not that dealing with a King Kong who is already that size would be bad enough, but like, let's just make him the size of Godzilla.
Yeah.
Because like Godzilla, at least, you know, is basically always kind of on the side of the humans.
Mm-hmm.
King Kong is, in comparison, kind of just like emotionally fragile, and I would say a little more likely to just run rampant.
It's true.
And cause more problems.
Yeah, that's like, as much as I've always wanted to see a Gamera Godzilla crossover, like, one reason that it would never really happen is because at the end of the day, both Godzilla and Gamera are good guys.
Yeah.
So...
Well, they could team up.
I guess, like, there was the Godzilla versus Ultraman thing back in the day. But, whatever. Okay, so, this is a representation of how we, members of Stick Shift, are becoming more active on the YouTube scene. Stick Shift actually does have its own YouTube channel, Stick Shift Official. You should check it out. For the most part, we just have like live footage there. You can also check us out at Bandcamp, stickshiftband.bandcamp.com. We're also on Reverb Nation. I don't know what the link is there, but we'll post it. We'll post it down below. And also we're on Facebook, facebook.com/stickshiftband. Check us out, like us, please. We need your help. Side note, we also need guitarists. We just lost both of our guitarists. We are looking to audition. If you want to audition, or you know anybody that auditions, please send them our way.
Requirements consist of being in the southeast Michigan vicinity, or being willing to travel to the southeast Michigan vicinity on a regular basis.
Weekly basis.
We're willing to accept applications from as far west as Oregon.
Yeah, because after that it starts becoming east again.
Yeah. No jellyfish. Not what I meant.
Yeah.
This moment brought to you by the representation of Rory's love life.
No.
Yes! And the letter X.
We're Sesame Street now?
Because xylophone.
Why'd you stop talking? Dude, Stick Shift should totally cover Sesame Street.
What, like the intro music?
Na, 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 na. We should do a whole album on Sesame Street music, like we could do Elmo's.
Yeah.
What was it? Elmo's World, or?
Yeah.
It's a Elmo's World. That's a Oh, that's Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Which, you know, is also probably one of my favorite childhood television shows of all time.
Yeah, that one was fun. I like that one a lot.
I mean, if you want to talk about a show that is absolutely, completely surreal and really shouldn't be on during kids' programming hours anyway.
Why'd you stop talking?
I don't like having my orifices invaded. You're not paying me enough to start putting your fingers inside of me.
Dude, it's cool, no homo.
That's not how this works. God damn it. After a certain point, it stops being about putting it anywhere and just getting it somewhere.
That is a representation of my sex life. This is hard.
Well, that's a dramatic pause if I ever saw one.
So I saw the Dusk Till Dawn miniseries.
And I am like halfway through, and I gotta say, I really like it.
I like some aspects of it. I dislike other aspects of it.
Well, what are your criticisms, sir?
I don't like that they're not vampires. Like the whole let's remove the Christian element and make it a Mayan Aztec creature. Like, okay, in general, I would prefer that because I like a more creative idea. But one of the things that I really liked about Dusk Till Dawn is that it was just like non-explicable, chaotic horror. Like, there wasn't some greater prophecy, there wasn't some traditions that had to be met. It was just a bunch of hell spawn getting together and orgying every night. And that was awesome. Like the same things that I liked about the original Evil Dead and the original Night of the Demons. Like, you get, like, we've been remaking all these movies lately, and instead of it just being like this random chaos, just gore, it turns into the, with Evil Dead, once all 5 teenagers have been killed, the abomination can rise. And with Night of the Demons, once all 5 teenagers are killed, hell can come back on Earth. And with this, no spoilers, it's just, like, I like the, let's just keep it. It doesn't need to have a purpose. It doesn't need to have a point. It can just be monsters like to fuck people up.
Yeah.
I like that they expound heavily on the characters because I think that the characters that were established in the original film were great, and I like to see more about them. However, I don't really think that the backstory on the Reverend's wife was necessary to the storyline at all.
Yeah.
I'd much rather just see the Gecko brothers almost shooting people.
Almost shooting. Yeah. Well, and what I really like is I like the casting choices.
Yeah,
because
Zane Holtz is awesome in that show.
Yeah.
Like, he was in, Holes when he was, like,
I know,
12.
right? Yeah.
Other than that,
I feel like they provide really good alternate examples of who these characters could have been. And it's a lot of fun. I mean, if you haven't seen the original, check out the miniseries.
well, if you haven't seen the original, I just gave away huge fucking spoilers.
Spoiler alert, they're vampires.
Not anymore.
They took the vampires out?
They're snake creatures.
Debatable. I mean...
Not debatable, they're all scaly.
They're
They have
snake
fangs that
creatures.
inject
Hold on.
venom.
They're snake creatures, yes, but they are, for all intents and purposes, still vampiric in nature. To be a vampire, you have to meet certain criteria. They are hurt by strong light.
Are they?
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah.
Are they?
When...
you know who the main cartel evil guy is?
Fez.
Yeah,
from that
70s show.
Which
Like,
is
what
hilarious.
the hell?
Talk about working outside your typecast. But...
Yeah, and that, too, brings up a good point. I'm a huge fan of when an actor is able to break out of typecasting, like William H. Macy in Shameless. Awesome. Yeah. I personally am hoping sometime in the near future we can get Samuel Jackson to play Hitler. Yeah, the lines.
There's some things that, like, I'm just like, I don't know if I'm comfortable saying that on the internet.
You're not comfortable saying that on the internet. Where?
If you can't say it on the internet, where can you say it?
If you can't say it on the internet, it doesn't exist. That speech pattern just doesn't exist. If you can't say it on the internet,
those words
like,
can't be put together in that sentence.
Like,
ever.
you try to say it, and, like, as soon as the sentence starts coming out of your mouth, you just get cut off halfway, and then you... and everything starts shaking, and then it just comes back to... And they're like, did something just happen? No.
Can you imagine if people lagged in real life like they do in online video games? No. God damn it! I should have fucking seen it coming.
So, Jeff.
Yeah?
I've noticed that you keep sticking this machine in your mouth. What is that?
It's a personal vaporizer used to supplement the body with nicotine.
So, like, you vaporize people, and then you take their nicotine content and inhale it?
See, now that would make this way cooler than it actually is. No, it's a tool I'm using to help quit smoking traditional cigarettes.
Oh, okay. That's very bizarre. That you would,
I know, that's
that you
no
would
one
put
would
something
ever
like that in your mouth.
No one would ever expect it. I like it. The fact that it comes in different non-traditional smoking flavors. Okay, first real talk.
Look, elephant.
No.
Elephant.
I
There's an elephant.
don't know.
Look.
I don't know where you put that finger, but I don't want it near my face.
Alright, first real talk, you said.
We need to discuss personal boundaries.
No such thing.
There's no such thing as personal boundaries. Because this is on YouTube, that's the truth.
It's true. Not a single person who's watching this is touching us.
I'm less worried about them. They say, keep your friends close.
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Isn't that what they
That's
say?
so nice. It's so nice of you.
If anyone who watches this is actually from the area, it's Red 13 vaporizers.
We are a big supporter of small business, mom and pop shops, local business, that kind of thing. Support your area. I too smoke these electronic cigarettes. I get my juices heavily from Wildside Tobacco on Liberty.
You know that's a chain, right?
Yeah, I know, but it's still a local chain.
Just felt like that needed to be clarified.
Alright, let's see who can take the biggest hit.
I'm not punching you again. You cried last time. Quit touching my junk.
That's so good. Ready?
Yep.
Set.
Go.
Go. Alright. Ready?
Alright.
Set. Go.
Mine stopped firing.
So did mine. Does it have a cutoff?
I don't know, does it?
You've had enough.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but you are abusing me right now, and I don't appreciate it.
We got a call about some abuse towards your equipment.
We're going to have to seize your personal vaporizers until you learn to be more responsible.
I might go to jail. I might go to jail.
You might go to jail?
Yeah. So, okay, this is so fucking annoying. Alright, so...
This is the first and last episode of Everything Is All the Time.
No, it'll only be for 90 days.
Okay.
So, I had a fix-it ticket in April for a busted taillight. And that very night, I fixed it. And the very next day, I got an officer to sign the fucking ticket. And I was like, alright, where do I take this? They're like, you can take it either to U of M police or to the 15th District Court. I was like, alright, cool. That day, I just so happened to be closer to U of M department because I was on my way to work. So I stopped in there, gave them, and they're like, oh, we have no record of this. It must be taken care of. And I was like, sweet. And I went on with my life.
Right.
That was in April. Now, I get pulled over about halfway through August. And the police officer's like, hey, your headlights weren't on. I'm like, oh shit, I'm sorry, downtown Ann Arbor. He's like, it's cool, I won't give you a ticket, I just need to run your license real quick. And I was like, sweet. And so he takes it back there. And then he comes back up and he's like, you know you're driving on a suspended? And I was like, what? Why? And he was like, We can't tell you that information, but you should know that we could arrest you right now and we could have your car impounded. I was like, well, please don't do that.
Please no.
And he was like, well, okay. And so he told me that I could finish my delivery and that I had to go back to the store, clock out, and then go home because I'm a delivery driver. And so I do that, and then the following Monday, I go to the 15th District Court, and I'm like, hey, why is my license suspended? And they're like, well, we have it here that you have a ticket from April for a busted taillight that was never taken care of. I was like, but I did take care of that, and I turned it in. And they're like, oh yeah, sometimes U of M and 15th District Court don't communicate properly. And I'm like, well, can you guys just fix it? And they're like, unfortunately, since your license has already been suspended, in order to lift the suspension, you have to pay the ticket. I'm like, well, that sucks. So I pay it, I get my license unsuspended, I'm able to return to work. And then like half a week later, I get a summons to court. I'm being charged with a misdemeanor for driving on the suspended, which is a $500 fine, a misdemeanor on my record, and up to 90 days in jail. They asked me, like, I just go in there and they're like, how do you plead? I'm like, wait, is it really going to go to, like, this is just, like, let's do this? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, not guilty? And they're like, okay, your pre-hearing's next week. And so, like, they assigned me a lawyer who's not returning my calls, which is pissing me off.
I can understand why that would be a bit of a
This whole
frustration.
thing's so fucking annoying. So essentially, I might go to jail over a fix-it ticket that I broke. Oh, and here's the other thing. I asked the fucking court, I was like, or not the court, I guess the courthouse, but when I was getting my ticket taken care of, I was like, why didn't you guys notify me that my license was suspended? And they're like, well, we did try once in July, but the mail was returned. And I was like, so you're just like, okay, that's it? Fuck him, he doesn't need to know his license is suspended. Like, you guys have my email, you have my phone number, you have my right address, I know that because you're summoning me to court right now. Like, I know you have the right information, so you guys fucked up, and then you're just like, whatever, he'll figure it out sooner or later.
How? How does that happen? We tried to contact him, but it didn't work. But we're gonna act like it did.
Yep. So yeah, I might go to jail.
Well, that should be fun.
When I get out, I'm gonna be a hardened criminal. I'm gonna have like a shaved head and a beard.
So it'll be normal. Yeah.